Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host, and it is Friday. Finally, Friday. It's actually the last Friday of the month. Next Thursday is Halloween. So, yes, the last Friday of the month. I hope you guys are having a great day. There's some absolutely beautiful weather outside. As a matter of fact, before we jump into the news and everything, we are going to take a look outside in just a little bit. If you're joining me on our app, the WLBT app, or our website, WLBT.com, thank you so much for tuning in. Or if you're watching, on our stream on TV, appreciate you watching there. We also have our streaming channels on social. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and even TikTok sometimes. So if you are tuning in there, we do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, you can always leave comments, thoughts, questions, suggestions, conversation, all of that stuff in the comments section. And we very much appreciate it. I enjoy getting to talk with you guys real time. I call this our interactive newscast because I do get to have conversation with you as I am delivering the news to you. And so I appreciate all of you tuning in. We have Miss Sophia Jordan here, says she is watching, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you are watching on our streams, let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're here in the Jackson metro area or any of our surrounding areas or even farther out. Like I said, we've had people tune in from Tennessee, Washington, California, Oregon, all over the place. So we appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Let's take a look outside right now, looking over, we're actually going to be looking over Ridgeland, courtesy of our Renaissance camera. So here we go. You can see that is Top Golf back there being built. Where my mouse is right there, that's Top Golf. It looks like they're coming a long ways with it. A lot of traffic out there on the interstate right now, but it's a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day. And we're going to continue to have those beautiful days over the next several days. Actually, we do have a small chance of rain this Sunday. Small chance. We need the rain though desperately because it has not rained at all this month, the month of October. So we do need that rain. But if we're not going to have the rain, at least we have nice temperatures, sunny, beautiful skies. It's a great time to get out and enjoy nature. Very dry nature, but it's nice to get out and enjoy it. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news now. Give you some updates on some stories that we brought you yesterday, as well as some new things that have happened in the overnight hours and this morning. One of those being a car fire that happened on I-55. I'm going to show you the video of it here. So it happened during the morning rush hour on I-55. So the engine compartment of this SUV caught fire. This was a little after 7 a.m. Imagine how terrifying that would have been to be that driver. So it happened in the southbound lanes at Lakeland Drive, which is right near St. Dominic's Hospital. Firefighters responded and they did quickly put out the flames, and a tow truck came and removed the remove the SUV from the shoulder. I'll get my words out in a second. Thankfully, no one was hurt. No one appeared to be hurt in this, and there is no word yet on what sparked that fire. But it is I imagine that had been a very terrifying situation for the drivers of that vehicle. Miss Pepper, what an amazing name. That is awesome. She is tuning in from Crystal Springs. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you very, very much. Let's give you an update on a shooting that happened, fortunately, a deadly shooting that happened in South Jackson. So police are now looking for a individual they're describing as a person of interest that happened, a person of interest in the deadly shooting that happened in South Jackson. And they are asking for your help in finding a 29-year-old Roderick Jones. So Roderick is wanted for questioning after a 45-year-old man was found shot to death yesterday inside of his home on Greenway Court, which is off of the McDowell Road extension. These are scenes from the incident yesterday, and I am trying to pull up his mugshot for you. I am streaming. Is it not showing up now? I had turned it on. Okay, well, I'm streaming on social at least. They know. So like, that's what happens. It's real time, real news here. So apparently I didn't hit the right button for our website, but I am streaming on our social channels. Get back to this individual. So police say that Jones, the man they were looking for, Roderick Jones, that he actually escaped from the Hinds County Jail back in 2017, but he was eventually recaptured. But if you do know where he is, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. And again, I'm getting his picture pulled up for you guys. Hold on 1 second for me, and I will have that for you. See here, Miss Peggy is joining in from North Carolina. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Appreciate you tuning in. And here we go. Here is the individual. So this is the man that they are looking for right here on your screen. Again, his name is Roderick Jones. He is 29 years old. And if you know where he is, his whereabouts, if you have any information, again, on the crime that was happened yesterday, the deadly shooting, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Again, they are asking for your help in finding him. He is a person of interest in that shooting that happened in Jackson. We'll have an update on a homicide that happened in 2022. A Jackson mother says she is still searching for answers after her son was killed in a drive-by shooting that happened 2 years ago on North State Street. So it happened at the gas station. You saw that Exxon gas station, and it was in July of 2022. Police Chief Joseph Wade says that Robert Harold Nelson Jr. was putting air in his tires when he was shot. Nelson's mother, Carolyn Ketchens, is hoping that with help from JPD and the public that the shooter will be found. Chief Wade says that he is committed to solving this case.
She deserves justice. She deserves a day in court to see the person who took her son's life. And whatever I can do, I am fully committed to that. Whatever resource I need to bring in to help and assist with that, I'm committed to that as well. But I'm soliciting help from the public. Someone knows who did this.
So again, that crime happened in July of 2022. That is when Robert Harold Nelson Jr. was shot and killed. It happened at the Exxon gas station off of on North State Street. And if you have any information on that, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Again, that number for Crime Stoppers is 601-355-TIPS, 601-355-TIPS. So please contact, and hopefully we can get some closure for this family. Looking here on our social stream, we've got Sophia Jordan saying, my condolences go out to the family. Yes, very much so. And then Cynthia Burr says, Ain't no way he's 29. Fact check, please. And I believe, Cynthia, that you are talking about this gentleman right here. He is the one that police are looking for right now in as a person of interest in a homicide that happened in Jackson yesterday on South Jackson on in Greenway Court. His name again is Roderick Jones, and we've been told that he is 29 years old. So we will learn if that is not the case, but that is what we have been told. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. I told you there was some updates on the bribery scandal scheme that happened in Canton. We've got one that's happening, unfortunately, here in the city of Jackson. But there's also one that has been ongoing over in Canton is for Rudy Warnock. So the trial has been delayed again for Rudy Warnock. He's a former Canton City engineer that is tied to a nearly decade-old bribery scheme, when now his trial is set for next June. So turn that down for you. U.S. District Judge Henry Wingate agreed yesterday to postpone this trial for the 12th time. This exclusive video of Warnock leaving the federal courthouse yesterday after the status conference. A trial for Cleveland Anderson has also been delayed. Cleveland Anderson, Warnock here, and two former Canton aldermen were indicted in 2021. We're going to continue to follow this as we have been since it happened, and we will bring you the latest when we get that information into us, but we will be there to follow this trial when it does go to court finally. So there are some community activists here in Jackson that are raising concerns about the new parking meters in downtown Jackson. Any of you tuning in, have you had issues with the parking meters? They have a lot of people talking about having issues working them, that they maybe cost too much, that they're not user friendly for senior citizens or maybe even people with disabilities. But now what we are being told is by these activists is they say that senior citizens are having trouble trying to figure out how to even use these new meters. The meters take multiple forms of payment. They're located next to groups of parking spaces rather than at each individual spot. Addie Green and former Hinds County Supervisor David Archie told City Council members this week that people with disabilities are also having trouble accessing these meters. You can be fined nearly $25 if you park and you don't pay. And Archie is saying that the city should look at other ways to increase revenue. City officials say they take all of the comments under advisement. A lot of people complaining about them. A lot of people are calling for them to just be removed, period. What are they going to do? We don't know, but we will bring you the latest when we find that out. Moving to Madison County now, where a Madison County man has been thankfully been arrested for alleged animal cruelty. So here he is right here. Sheriff Randy Tucker says that Wesley Kaiser, this is him on your screen, was arrested after deputies found 45 dogs and 4 horses suffering from malnutrition. Kaiser has since been fired from his job at the Madison County Detention Center. The animals were taken to the Webster Animal Shelter, which will work to find them new homes. I've seen some posts on social media, people talking about this and wanting to know how they can possibly adopt some of these animals that were seized here. And what you would need to do is contact the Webster Animal Shelter, and they will be able to let you know the timeline and all of the things that would go into being able to adopt and rescue some of these animals. I know normally when an animal goes into a shelter, they have to have a quarantine period, testing them for certain things and things such as that, making sure they are healthy enough to go into new homes. So it could take a while before they are able to be adopted, but reach out to the Webster Animal Shelter if you are interested in adopting any of these animals. Again, it was 45 dogs and 4 horses that were suffering from malnutrition. Before we get into some additional news that happened yesterday, we had some things that happened at JSU, Jackson State University. There was a candlelight vigil for domestic violence victims. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, I want you to hear from our sponsor, which is Jackson Water. Thanks to them, we are able to do WLBT Plus and bring you the news this way every day.
Hey, Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/water academy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
And again, we so appreciate Jackson Water for being a sponsor of our digital news desk. If you have a business and you want to be a sponsor, you want to have commercials that go on air on our regular channel, or the many, many ways that you can advertise and promote your events or your businesses here with WLBT, reach out to us here at the station and we will get you in touch with our sales team. Let's look at the weather real quick before we go further into the news stories. We're going to take a look at what our temperatures are currently. And looking outside, we are all in the mid 80s. Let's see, the hottest place right now is Vicksburg, Forest, and McGee, and Nope, I take that back. Lexington is at 84. The rest of us are between 80 and 84. So really great temperatures out there. And of course, we're not expecting any rain over the next 24 hours. And you can see on our radar, there is no rain there in anywhere in our area. We do need it. A little bit is coming on Sunday, hopefully, but right now we are staying dry. The next 12 hours for our forecasts, we're looking at pretty much a copy and paste for the past few days. Mid 80s during the day. We're going down to the 60s, between the upper and lower 60s overnight, and 0% chance of rain. But if we look at our 7-day forecast here, you can see we got that little chance on Sunday, the 20% there. And good thing is the temperatures will be a little bit cooler since we are expecting a little bit of rain. And then again, unfortunately, on Halloween, when everybody's going to want to get out and it be dry so they can trick or treat, we are looking at a 30% chance of rain. Not going to fuss about that rain chance though, because we need it. We are have some very dry conditions in our area, which let me go ahead and say this too. If you have any plans this weekend, having a Halloween party, fall festival, harvest party, anything like that, be especially careful if you are going to be having any kind of fires out. If you have a bonfire going, anything like that, make sure that you use extreme caution in that, because it is so dry and a little spark can go a long way. So just make sure that you are very cautious if you have anything like that happening. Today at 2:30, our First Alert weather team will be in here to give you a more detailed look at your forecast, more in-depth look at your forecast, and it'll show you the drought monitor. It was updated yesterday. They'll be able to let you know exactly how serious our dry conditions are around here. So make sure you tune in at 2:30 for our First Alert weather team, as they are in here to give you that look at the forecast and give you more info on the rain chances that we do have. So let's get back into the news. There is a new initiative that was launched yesterday in West Jackson, and it's aimed at engaging young adults in service projects. So Refill Jackson launched their Green Corp workforce training program with a cleanup at Jane Avenue Park. And this program will give young adults the opportunity to earn construction and water quality training credentials. Awesome. They get a modest living stipend and an education award upon completion. That is great. So this program is funded by the Entergy Environmental Initiatives Fund and Volunteer Mississippi.
The Green Corps is a program of Refill that is focused on environmental justice. And so they are here today working with our community and with our partners to help us clean up Jane Avenue Park as we prepare for our annual Oktoberfest on this Saturday.
These old chains down.
So these organizations came together for a great cause while getting Jane Park spruced up again for that Oktoberfest happening this weekend. So you might want to go check that out. And if you see the people that were involved in cleaning it up, tell them good job. I think that's a great program. So yesterday, Jackson State University and JPD, Jackson Police Department, held a crime summit, and the theme was JSU Girls Against Violence. So local law enforcement officers were there answering questions from students. Many of them asked police how they handle certain situations out in the field. Organizers say that the summit has two main goals: bridging the gap between law enforcement and young people, and to have serious discussions with them about gun violence.
Well, one of the most important reasons we try to have these events is because gun violence was recently declared a public health crisis. And because of that, our institution wants to have a seat at the table in solving that public problem. So here in our departments of criminal justice and political science, we have made sure we found an avenue for our students to participate in solving this issue that is gun violence.
Department leaders do plan to host more of these summits to help combat gun violence. And then also yesterday, there was a vigil held, candlelight vigil held for victims of domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, in addition to other awareness, pregnancy and infant loss awareness month, things like that. But yesterday, the vigil was for domestic violence victims. People who have lost loved ones to domestic violence were there. So sad, but they were there to gathered on the steps of the state capitol last night, and they lit candles in the honors of their loved ones. They were joined by lawmakers and representatives from the Mississippi Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Ashla Hudson lost her son, Carlos Collins, to domestic violence earlier this year in Jackson. And I want to say real quick, a lot of times people they think of domestic violence victims and they just, they immediately turn their minds to females, but men can be victims of domestic violence. It is not a gender specific problem. It is a problem that affects more people than I bet either of us could ever imagine. But Carlos Collins' mom, Ashla Hudson, she wants others to get the help they need before it is too late.
A lot of times when you're in situations where you're running for your life or something's going on, you can go, even in the post office, you can go in and they have someone on staff that can help you. Don't let what you're going through get you in a situation that will lead you to early grave.
Last night's vigil is part of the Everyone Knows Someone month-long national campaign. And everyone does know someone that has been a victim or affected by domestic violence. And if you are someone that is in a situation of domestic violence, please reach out for help. Reach out to a trusted friend, a coworker, a police officer, anyone, a pastor, someone. Reach out for help. You don't have to suffer in this alone, and do it before it's too late. But this is the part of the program, again, the month-long campaign, Everyone Knows Someone. Tomorrow here in our area over at Trustmark Park in Pearl, we are going to be a part of the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It's a walk that is happening, and the weather is actually going to be perfect for it tomorrow. So it is happening at the Trustmark Park. That is video from last year, and people having a lot of fun there. So registration for the walk begins at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, with the walk set to start at 9 with our very own lovely, beautiful, and brilliant Maggie Wade as the MC. There's also going to be activities for children, and this, of course, is all to help raise money for breast cancer awareness. Again, that is happening tomorrow morning at Trustmark Park in Pearl. Get out there and be a part of it, help making a difference for people who are going through or could go through breast cancer in the future. Well, guys, that is going to be the end of WLBT Plus today. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. I will be back Monday at 1 o'clock. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. Remember, if you're going to any kind of fall parties where there's fires, make sure you exercise extreme caution, and make sure you're back at 2:30 today to hear from our First Alert weather team to get a full look at the forecast. Maybe they might help you decide to not do a bonfire this year. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.